there's really no practice other than riding a real bull. I mean, you can do whatever, but there's nothing like that. Yet again, that's risk of getting injured. We're the best in the world, and we know how to do this. Because I've been hurt a bunch of times in the practice pens. I mean, it could be worse, and there's always somebody out there that's a lot worse. Because I got some buddies that's in wheelchairs and stuff like that. You know, it could be worse. So you just suck it the fuck up and make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We're back.
We are back.
Back in the HQ, back in Studio M, and we have, I'd say it's our first set of cowboys in here.
That's right. Probably some of the most badasses we've had yet.
I think so. Boudreaux Campbell and Chase Outlaw. Man, guys, welcome to HQ. Welcome to headquarters.
Yeah, thanks for having us, man. This has been an awesome experience checking out the whole place today.
Is this your guys' first time to Monster headquarters?
Yes.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. All right, so Boudreaux, you are. Am I saying it right?
No.
Boudreaux.
Boudreaux.
My real name's Jason. Not really anybody knows that, so don't tell them. But
We won't tell anyone. You might have just told a few people.
But no, Boudreaux. He started calling me that when I was little, and it stuck. So that's what everybody calls me.
And then Chase Outlaw. Is your real name Outlaw?
Outlaw, yeah.
Dang, dude, he's like a real outlaw. And you are from Hamburg, Arkansas.
Yes, sir.
Dang. The guy that created the flavor Monster Energy Mark Hole is from Arkansas. So have you ever met him? We need to make that happen.
We need to make that happen.
They'd like you a lot. You guys have a lot of achievements here, but you guys are professional bull riders, part of the PBR. And then obviously here competing at Crypto.com this year, coming up this week in Los Angeles. How is it to be back here and be in Los Angeles of like the shiny lights they call them? Obviously, it's a little shitty weather this week, but coming to LA must be a little bit different than your usual kind of venues or areas.
Yeah, I've never rode here before. Were you here at the last event in LA?
Yeah. Well, I don't know about the last one, but I've rode back when it was Staples.
Yeah, right. And then, as always, we have Danny Cass, two-time Olympic silver medalist and American icon of his own, hailing from New Jersey. How you doing, Danny?
I'm doing good. I'm a pro snowboard rider.
Okay.
That's awesome. I love snowboarding.
Have we ever rode? We never rode bulls, huh?
No, we rode camels.
We rode camels. We used to have a TV show many, many moons ago, and we used to do stupid things. And the one thing we wanted to do was go run with the bulls. But that's different bull riding than you. But we wanted to do the actual running from the bulls. We never really got there.
But fun fact, Dingo actually barebacked a camel.
Bareback.
He wore a Sheik's. What is it?
Easy what you're going to say there.
Hey, I'm wondering where he's going with it.
I'm just saying, it was pretty impressive, and I don't know if you guys have ever barebacked a bull.
Never rode a saddle, never used a saddle on one, so.
So close enough.
Oh, you talking about bare ass?
Like bare ass, bare naked on a bull.
No, I can't say I have. There is a boy that on tour this year.
I have seen that.
It was during the team deal. A bull stepped on his pants right in the crotch area. And I guess he didn't wear underwear at the time, so it ripped his pants all the way kind of off where everything was exposed, and he jumped up on the shark cage and kind of just spread his legs.
Yeah, he was running.
The camera was right on it. The whole thing just bloop, piles out.
He was running straight at the camera that's in the shark cage, and all you see is his dick flop out. And they replayed it in slow motion on CBS Sports. And they didn't realize they was just replaying the step on, and they didn't realize it until it was live, and it went on there, and the people in the TV trucks were like, "Oh my god!"
And then to our left here, we have Brittney Palmer, our resident female co-host who is new to the show, and we love Brittney. Brittney is the UFC Octagon girl, and she's been there from the beginning. So she's kind of our resident MMA. If anything goes wrong, she comes in and chokes people out.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
That's me.
All right, so you guys both have a lot of achievements here, but both PBR. This is your first time here in LA competing?
Yes, sir. Yeah, first time in LA, so I'm pretty excited. Hell, I've never even seen the arena or the setup. I haven't been downtown LA much, so I'm ready to get over there and see it.
And every arena setup's kind of a little different, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's all pretty cool, all different venues. So just to be at a new one that I've never been to before, it's a little different.
Smaller or bigger?
I have no
Just
idea.
all different. Is it small? Is it smaller,
yeah,
Chase?
some of them. Are bigger.
It just depends on how they set it up. How much how much area they want to have for the back at front of house, like where the announcers are, and then where the announcers are is where it'll be the monster will have their pit party. Like that's where the dirt lounge and where all monster people are at every event, and it just depends. It fluctuates on the different arena size. If it's a basketball arena, hockey arena, or just a little venue that they host concerts in, it fluctuates. Like last weekend was small in Eugene. It was a tight little arena.
Yeah.
Albuquerque, New Mexico, that will be a tight arena. Madison Square, that's kind of a tight arena, but we was in Sacramento the weekend at Golden One, big outfit, it's big arena. So it just.
And then what do you prefer, small or big, or it doesn't really matter?
I don't care.
Depends on how many people in the stand. If you can fill every seat on big arena, then
You want to be in the big arena.
Yeah.
Like Staples Center Crypto. I keep saying Staples.
That's where we're gonna keep it.
I just like to say it's Kobe's house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant built that thing, and let's just leave it that way.
Yeah.
Whatever name's on the roof, who gives a shit? It was forever, and to me will be the Staples Center. You got on a bull when you were fucking 10.
I started riding calves when I was about 5.
Okay.
And then got on my first big bull when I was probably about 11 or so, probably.
Okay.
Like bigger bull than not what we're riding today. No sir.
And is that like mom and dad just put you on a calf at 4 or 5 and
Yeah, we raised on a farm and we had calves, sheep, and we was always around at a rodeo, and heck, we did it, and then we seen it on TV, and I said, hell, that's what I'm gonna do when I grow up. And
never looked back?
yeah, 25 years later, here we are.
How scary is it when you're sitting in the cage and waiting for that fucking gate to drop? That's like, I've been there and seen that, and I've seen the intensity. That is absolute. You guys are absolutely maniacs. Like, what's going through your head right before the gate drops?
Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, you get to a point where you got to get past that fear factor. Yeah, you know it's there in the back of your mind. You know it can happen or something can happen, but I guess that's the difference in being average and great. You got to kind of get over that fear factor.
Separates the men from the boys.
Yeah, right?
Same with any other sport.
Yeah,
really.
you know.
But a little different. I think you guys are a little different. You know, it's like we're sitting in a room here full of people that have competed athletically and being a part of things that are all pretty crazy. I've seen a lot of crazy things. I think you guys are up the very top because no matter what, you know that thing's fucking throwing you to the ground.
And it's gonna do something every time. Like you could watch 100 different videos of that bull and he could do something exact opposite that time. And you can't be trying to think and set up a plan because you can't think. It takes at least a second to react to a thought process. And if you do that, you're already hurt. He's already got you. You just have to trust. You just have to trust your ability and trust whatever you got going. And when you get to that spot, like you don't think when to nod your head, like to say, let's go. When you slide up, that's it. That's it. And you nod your head and it's really no time to think about it. Because if you go to thinking, it's a bad day if you go to thinking, and it just, the best thing is to not think at all.
Right. And now explain to us how like a typical competition works. So you guys, you're here, you're in LA for the weekend. You're in, one of the biggest, most famous arenas here. How does the day work? And you do 2 days, right? You do 2 days here. How does like a regular competition series for you work here?
So today, or this weekend in LA, we'll ride one tomorrow night. I think there's 40 guys here, top 40 in the world. We'll all ride one tomorrow night. We'll come back Sunday during the day, and all 40 of us will get on another one. Well, out of them 2 long rounds is what we call it, the 2 long rounds. They'll take the top 15 total on the scores, 2 scores, 1 score, and they'll take the top 15 out of all 40 from the weekend out of them 2 long rounds, so what they call the short round, and that's Sunday after the long round, and that'll be the rankest bulls and the best guys for that weekend, and they go at it, and the guy that gets the highest score on 3 or 2, whoever that is, they win the championship for the weekend, win all the money.
Win all the money.
Win all the money.
And it works in a point series, like every weekend's a new points. You guys are gaining points to then end up in the championship.
To end up to winning the world title, that gives away $1 million at the end of the year and a gold buckle. That's what everybody's goal is.
And the gold buckle is what everybody wants.
Yeah, they don't want the money, right?
I mean that money would be good. It gets you by. It'll spin. that money will spend, and but that buck will last forever.
Yeah, right. That's bragging rights too, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you're not riding to be the very best, then I don't know why you're doing it.
And then how does your guys' training kind of work? Is it similar to like most athletes where you've got like a gym routine and that you guys kind of stick strictly to, or is it more so it's about getting on a bull and practicing on a bull, or is there a mechanical bull? Like how does the practice thing work for you guys?
All the above. I'd say it just depends.
Everybody's different.
Yeah,
too.
like it's kind of hard to have a strict workout regiment routine because we're always gone so much. We're never at the same spot for multiple days. Like we may be at the house 3 days a week.
Yeah,
and
flying to the next event.
Yeah, and so it's not necessarily the same thing every time. Like you have to stay in shape. And yeah, we're all, whether it's at the hotel or whatever, but it's like as far as it being at the same place, same gym, and doing the same thing every week. No, we can't have that because I mean you might have it 2 days or 3 days out of the week, but you just can't really. So you just have to get it where you can, and there's really no practice other than riding a real bull. I mean, you can do whatever, but there's nothing like that. But with that, yet again, that's risk of getting injured and all that. So when my instincts on it is we're the best in the world and we know how to do this, because I've been hurt a bunch of times in the practice pen. So the way I done figure about it, you know what to do. You just have to freaking tell yourself and tell your mind that you know what to do, and then you can ride the mechanical bull, whatnot, that goes up and down called a buckwright. But really, when you tell yourself you can do it, you can fucking do it.
Yeah,
it don't matter because your mind is the most powerful tool that everybody has it, and they just don't know they got it.
Yep.
And this is me anyways. This is coming from me. And I did get to the point where I think I got to get on practice bulls. I finally just looked myself in the mirror and I said, shit's got to change. And then next bull I get on, hell, started riding streak. So everybody's different. There's some guys that buck off and they think they got to go get on 5 bulls that week.
Yeah.
So everybody's different, I would say.
Yeah,
Right?
the best chance you got, stay in the best shape. I mean, you got to have a strong core to control. It's a lot of, you got to control your own body weight and stuff like that. I think that's, for me, the best possible way is, yeah, if I need to get on bulls, if I feel like I'm struggling with like my timing and stuff like that, if I feel like I'm struggling and I need to go get on, I will. But for the most part, just staying physically strong, keeping a strong core, being like a little gymnast, and just being in great shape for when I hit the ground, not getting hurt, not getting injured. Because when you get injured and hurt, you're not competing. You're out.
No. One thing I noticed being there is that it's not like you bring your own bull, right? It's a whole pen of different bulls, different sizes, ones that are pissed, ones that maybe aren't as pissed, big, small. How important is in the lineup or the draw of being aligned with the correct bull? Or explain to me kind of how that system kind of works.
The draw has a big factor to do with everything, Just if you get a good bull that kind of fits you, you can really style him up, or, definitely get a ride under your belt. But if you don't get a bull that fits you, that kind of what separates the average bull riders from the great bull riders, too. I mean, you got to be able to ride all kinds of bulls, whatever they run under you, anytime, any place, because if you just ride the ones that fit you, you're not going to draw those every single time. So you're just going to barely get by here and there, win some, lose some. But if you're consistent and ride every type of bull they run under you every weekend, you're going to give yourself a chance to win every single weekend. And then if you do that all year long, more than likely going to have a chance at a gold buckle at the end of the year.
And then I'm looking at both you guys. You guys have extremely manly hands.
I don't know about all that.
They look very strong. Like, look at my hands. Look at Danny's hands. Yeah, these are some extremely strong hands I'm looking at here.
I'd be scared of her hands.
Yeah.
She's a painter, so she's got some strong hands, too.
She got a good stroke.
Yeah, I got a good.
You said she's a fighter, so she might.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at these hands, Chase. They are some very strong hands you got there.
Well,
Yeah, he does. He got
I
some
feel
big old fingers. God, look how
They're pretty thick.
Yeah, man. What's the girth on those things? Which is your hand you hold on with?
This one.
Yep.
We both ride left-handed.
Left-handed. Is there any kind of exercises you guys can do for that?
Pretty much work your forearms good.
Yeah.
Maybe a little biceps, chest, shoulders. Just your whole body needs to be just in tip-top shape. Not necessarily just where you can lift a lot of weight, but just strong.
Yeah, more really your tendon strength, like, because tendon strength is 10 times stronger than muscle strength anyways.
Yep.
And so really, that's really what the strength we need is really all that. Like, that's what we need. We don't need to be big.
No.
Like what you're saying, like no whole lot of muscle, but that tendon strength is 10 times stronger than any muscle strength. So that's more really what we need. Like Bruce Lee, that son was so little, but he was so strong.
Yeah.
He was so
Up
strong.
here too, right?
Yes.
Do you guys do sort of mental training as well?
Yeah, a little bit. Every guy.
We
has
all
that
do
thing,
it, but
yeah.
you know what? I'm 30 years old now, and I'd say I didn't do that shit, but really, I fucking did it my whole life. Never really knew it. Like we're just damn old country boys. This is who we are. But really and truly, it was distilled in us at a young age, and we really didn't even know it. Like it was just because we didn't have a fucking choice.
Yeah.
I mean, either we didn't have a hole to go crawl up in, right? I mean, we just had to. We just
either do this for a living or go to school, and I like doing this a lot more.
Yeah,
than going to
and
school.
Join the team, guys.
Look, I didn't want to go to school, and I was good at this. So
Lifestyle first.
Do you guys? So how do you do you talk to the bull while you're in there? Do you talk shit to it? Try and get it fired up? No?
He might sometimes. He does. He'll get fired up. Chase, he's good to watch on the back and bug shoots because he'll get fired up and it makes you it'll pump you up a little bit.
I don't talk to the bull.
But he don't.
But you kind of want him pissed off, right? To have.
Do you? I don't think you do. Do you?
Well, you don't want him to walk out there, right?
That's kind of scary when that happens. They walk out there like,
because
is that weird? Because then you're waiting for it.
Yeah, if you're on this big of a stage and you're walking out there. You know, at any point he can just
any
crack
given
him.
time, that son is gonna bring it.
And if you just relax 1 second and he cracks him, he's probably gonna hit you right in the face.
But them animals, they can smell fear. I mean, they can.
You think?
They can smell fear and they can sense authority. Oh, I know for a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they can because I've seen, and myself. There's been a couple of them where I've been like, oh fuck, I've been down in there. And sort of was a little hesitant, and that bull fucking knew. And then I told myself, all right, no, get your shit together. And then soon I did. I took charge in there in action. That bull chilled out.
Yeah.
But they can sense that. And Guilherme Marchi, he was a monster athlete. He was a 2008 world champion. But that is one man I've seen him. He psyched bulls out.
Crazy.
Bulls would get in there, and they'd be bobbing around and trying to bounce him around in there. He'd go right in there. And that son would just press his leg into the side of that bull and pin him against the side of the chute in there. And that bull would try to buck and get around, and Guilherme would just pin him over there. And then he'd swap and he'd pin him over to the other side. And I mean, pin a 1,800 pound bull to the side of the chute. And that son would mash him there for about 30 seconds. And then he'd let off of him, and that bull would just drop his head and put his head down.
Wow.
I seen that multiple times, and that's something I said. That son psyched out a damn 2,000 pound bull in there.
What's your longest? Both of you guys. What's the longest ride you guys have had?
Well, it goes on score.
So it's on score, but I was saying that. But what's the have you guys? Are there times when you kind of going in there, ridden the bull, and then the bull stops, or every time you kind of come off? I've never seen.
I mean, when you ride, you got to come off at some point. I mean, 8 seconds is all it takes to get a score.
So that's what you're going for. It's 8 seconds until you get the score. Anything after that doesn't really matter.
No, you got to get out of there clean. So that's a tricky part too. A lot of guys get hurt getting off, so you got to get out of there clean because that's a tricky part. I mean, first part is get them rode, 8 seconds. Second half is getting away clean so you can get on the next one.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part, right? Is once you get off, I mean, you're bolting it in a different direction.
Yeah, you got to get out the way. You got to get out from under them because no telling how you're going to land. Sometimes your hand hangs up a little bit, or you just off balance, don't have a good get off. So,
or your hand pops out. You think it's going to
out.
hold a jump where you can catch that kick, and then it pops out soon as he hits the ground, and then you're up in there, and then when he launches, you're at his wheel. I mean,
Yeah.
then you got to be like, you got to be athletic and caddy to
Get out the way.
What's rule number one? Yeah, get out the way is rule number one when you fall.
Yeah, when you get
Arms up, tuck and roll, then go.
My rule is when I buck off is if I hit the ground, be rolling, crawling, moving, just get out. Get out.
Yeah.
Because you got 3 guys out there, bullfighters, and they're the best in the world. They're gonna distract that bull the best they can. So if you just try your best to get out there, get out the way as fast as you can, more than likely.
and that's one thing. Yeah, that's one thing we're not worried about. Because these bulls, the bulls we get, they are the rankest bulls, but you also got the attitude. They are mean, but that's one thing that we never think about. Like that son can be so damn mean, but we don't think about that. At least that's what separates the men from the boys. The champs and the guys that are good, us, we know that we get our rope as sticky as we want to because we got 3 of the best bullfighters on the face of the planet that'll save our life.
Yep.
That'll put those in front. So we're not worried. We're not worried about anything like that, but what you're saying is, first rule when you hit the ground, it don't matter if you hurt or not. Your ass will hurt on the fence. So you hurt on the fence. And make sure you get on the fence before you start laying out there feeling sorry for yourself. Because if you do, that puts the bullfighters in danger. It puts them all in danger whenever. Yeah, that's one thing that aggravates me, guys that just lay there when they get bucked off, lay there. And
how important, you've mentioned a few times, are the bullfighters to what's going on in there?
Oh, very important.
Oh, very important. Like
as soon as we hit the ground, they give us a split second to get to that fence or get away clean, and they're just out there stepping around them, not getting touched. There's an art to it. They got just as much talent as we got, but just in a different field. You know, there's an art to it, and they be twisting that bull up, getting his attention, distract him, and the rider gets away, and they never get touched, and the bull leaves.
But the thing about it is, we got to get on one a night. Sometimes
they
a couple.
fight all 40.
They stand in the front of 40 to 50 of them. Might stand in the front of them.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So there's more than just one crazy one in there, right? It's not just the rider. Yeah. So do you guys? I mean, I feel like
it's the whole village, baby.
I feel like the bullfighters, though, like those are the guys you definitely want to buy some beers for at the end of the night and keep them in good graces, right?
Yeah, for sure. You want them on your side because they'll throw their body in front of that bull and let them get hit before you. So don't want to piss them guys off.
Wow.
Yeah, and when you go there, they are like a huge part of the show too, you know.
Yeah,
and it is. It's like PBR puts on a really good show.
Yeah, them guys are in front of all 40 of the bulls, so I mean they're gonna get hit and hooked. So whether people want to see it or not, it's good watching sometimes.
How do PBR pick the bulls?
They just find the bulls usually from around the area, sometimes not from around the area, just kind of the best bulls in the world that they can get each weekend.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't just take the same bulls every single weekend because they'll get worn out. So you gotta rotate them and stuff like that. But for the most part, the best bulls around the whole world each weekend.
What's the gnarliest bull both you guys that you've ridden? Or the scariest? Is there a scariest, or it's all just kind of there's more difficult than others? Or?
Yeah, more difficult than others. Some are a little scary, but like I said, you just kind of get over that.
Can you tell as soon as you get on it? Like as soon as you sit on, you're like, oh shit.
Sometimes,
you know, instant.
You know before.
You know before.
Look at that son of a bitch.
Really?
Like, God dang it! What they been feeding him? It's too damn big.
Other bulls?
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be the names too. Like if you get a really soft name, you'd be like more worried about it. Like Buttercup, you're like, oh shit.
Nancy,
you're riding
like,
Buttercup
oh, shit.
I kind of want named Snuggles.
Yeah, see, like that would scare the shit out of me.
He hit me. I got slammed so hard, and then he ran me over.
Snuggles.
Yeah.
Injuries, you guys have you guys had your fair share of
Oh yeah, for sure, both of us. I broke both ankles, wrist, collarbone. He's had a lot too.
Yeah, but you had something
on my arm. Yeah, I have a skin graft on my arm. I got infected in the hospital. Bull stepped on it, cut it open.
Jesus.
So yeah, I spent 2 weeks in the hospital with that. When I was
I ain't never had to stay that long in the hospital with anything. But I've had 5 shoulder surgeries, knee surgery, 2 groin surgeries, 2 reconstructed facial surgeries. I think that's it.
Dang.
Do you fully recover, or do you do you go back injured? Like, do you guys give yourself the time you need to rehab, or are you just like, meh?
Yeah, some people will go back a little early. Kind of depends on your situation, but yeah, for the most part, you need to give yourself time to rehab because, like I said, you're riding 50%. You're not really making that much money anyway. So
True.
It's better to be 100%.
Yeah.
Chase, like you're more of like one of the established pros. You've been around a lot longer. You're kind of more so new to the pro circuit. Like, what's been in it to stay so long? And
what?
Just like the longevity for like you've been pro for a long time. Like, what helps you maintain that?
I guess just the will to win, and I haven't achieved what I set out to achieve yet, and yeah, that's really it. I hadn't strapped on that buckle yet, and I'm still able to do it. So
yeah,
there ain't no reason.
So you stick around until you get the buckle, dude.
And I mean, hell, I'm only 30. I mean, I'm just now in my prime because I know more about the fundamentals and the mechanics of riding a bull than I've ever known in my life. Got the most experience now with the lights, the pressure with anything. I mean, heck, so really and truly, it's really how you look at things.
Yep.
Glass half full or half empty. So
glass is always half full. I feel like
mine's always half empty because I can still fill it up.
There you go.
When it's full, you're done.
Yeah. I like that.
That's the way I look at it because I still got more to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm far from being done. Hell, I know I've been here for a long, long time, and everybody, when they hear I'm only 30, they're like, dang, you ain't but 30?
That's good, though.
Yeah, it is. It makes me feel, damn right I ain't but 30.
And you guys have been able to travel a lot. You said you've competed over in Australia. How is it to take and go to different countries and compete?
Well, that's the thing. I was just telling Boudreaux Outsider, I said, man, it's pretty spectacular life we live. I said, it's a long ways from Milo, Arkansas, and Crockett, Texas, where we are. And I said, look where we're standing. I said, man, we're just some old country boys and we're just doing what we love. And look at where it's brought us. And I mean, I've traveled the world, been around the world twice and then back around it the other way.
Yeah.
I mean, all before I was 30 years old, and I mean, experienced more in my 30 years than what some 80-year-old people, I mean, what people look for a lifetime to achieve, just to do one of the spectacular things I have in my life. People go their whole life just trying to enjoy a journey like that, and we get to, it's our occupation, get to do it for a living, and
yeah,
I mean, we really take it for granted sometimes, and it's pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah, you can't ask more than that, right?
No,
like
you
how
can't.
fucking crazy.
It's blessed. I mean, that's really it.
And Boudreaux, you being so young too, like, and being and newer to the pro circuit, what does that like mean to you?
Oh, it's awesome. I'm new to the PBR, but I've been at it for a long time. When I turned 18, I was a senior in high school, and I bought my professional card, PRCA, what we call it, and I made my first NFR in 2017. And ever since then, I haven't looked back. So every year it's been a blessing. I've been, I think, to 46, 47 states. I haven't been to Australia yet, but I've been to Mexico, Canada, all over, and it's a blessing just to do what I get to do at 24 years old. It's so cool. I mean, I can't explain it really. You got to live it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. You can't
really explain. You got to live it. The memories and the dumb stuff we do week in and week out, it's pretty fun.
Well, it's like any sport, right? They kind of, whether it be NASCAR or UFC or Major League Baseball, football, it's all like a big traveling circus.
Yeah, we're all a big family. We
just
all
a bunch of
make
damn
memories.
gypsies.
That don't want to grow up.
No, never.
It's one of those things you kind of get accustomed and life on the road, and it's like a traveling rock show. You're in a different city every night, new city, new lights, arena. It's a special way to live, and like what you said, it's you couldn't ask for a better life, but also it's sometimes you forget and you do take things for granted, and it's cool to be able to also realize that life's crazy, and you kind of never know what's going to happen. So
and it is. It's hard. I mean, I ain't saying it's easy, but everything's hard. I mean, I'd rather have this hard, the life I live, than
Something else.
Yeah, then-
if it wasn't this, it'd be something else. School was hard for me.
yeah.
School was hard for me too. And even so, Chase, you were just talking about your injuries, and fuck, man, you've come back for some pretty gnarly injuries, and being able to overcome that every time too. You know, that's got to be tough.
Yeah, just heck, that's part of the game. I knew that when I was getting into it, that that's part of it, and I've yet to achieve what I've set out to achieve. And when I did come back, I mean, I was still able to do it, and I mean, that really, being able to come back, it all yet again, it's what separates the men from the boys, because there's been a lot of, I mean, there's about every surgery I've had, there's been somebody that was in the top of the world, best bull riders in the world, that just had to endure one of them surgeries, and it ended their career. And so I've just been blessed to be able to have the mindset and to still keep the fire and have that still in me and it not leave me. I mean, I'm truly blessed to have went through all that, and to still have the fire and to still show up every time and throw caution to the wind like that. It's just, I'm blessed. I'm not trying not to ask too many questions about it, because I get to thinking about it. I don't want to think about it too much and then be like, and then something go wrong. So I just try to just keep my head down, and that's just the way I've always done it. Just, you ain't fucking dead. So, I mean, it could be worse, and there's always somebody out there that's a lot worse, because I got some buddies that's in wheelchairs and stuff like that. It could be worse. So you just suck it the fuck up and make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm reading here. I'm going to read it. So it was one of the wrecks you had required reconstructive surgery that required 68 screws, 11 plates, and 4 pieces of surgical mesh to address 15 facial fractures. That's fucking heavy. That's heavy. You gotta use that one. Use that one around the Aussies. They'll like it.
Yeah.
But that's a lot to that's a lot to go through, And I think we're also mutual friends with Bonner, who had an accident on with his neck.
Exactly. That's where I'm getting at. My best friend, some of my best friends, him, Stormy Wing, Douglas Duncan, was great, on top of the world. Had it come to a halt suddenly for him. I mean, so you fucking sit around and feel sorry for yourself, but somebody's got it worse than what you do. So you just got to suck it up and do it, and just be thankful that it was only that. I mean, you can't be down on it and question, why me, why all this. You just got to be thankful that that's what it was, and somebody's got it worse than you. So it's just, yeah, it's really like that. That really is what nails it on the head every time. Yeah. Bonner, Stormy, and Douglas, guys that were so great and didn't have the chance to. It wasn't their chance to hang it up. Yeah. And so that really is that's what freaking does it right there, is to know that somebody, your best friends that had no say so in it, and just had to, and they're that's really where it comes down to.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I want to know like what, and we're fucking with you. Let's get him the belt. Let's get that buckle. I want to know what home life's like for you guys. Like when you go home for those couple days or it's time off, like what's the daily routine like for that for you guys? Like switching it off? Are you staying to it? Are you partying? Is it like we're back at the pub drinking beers? Like what are we doing on our days off when we're back at home?
Well, about 2 weeks ago, I'd go back home. I work cows all day, pin cows, and I start drinking beer, go eat crawfish back in Texas. Well, I packed my bags and moved to North Carolina. I'm living with Austin Dillon right now.
The race car driver?
Yeah.
Such a hard life.
Yeah.
You got it good.
Yeah, and so he set me up with his trainer at RCR with at the facility, and so now my day is train for 2 or 3 hours a day, freaking go get an ice bath or see a massage therapist, a physical therapist.
How did you get linked up with Austin?
So the PBR went to teams. They drafted a team in Richard Childress, Austin, and Richard Childress bought a team called the Carolina Cowboys, and that's the team I was drafted to. So me and Austin became good buddies. I got to know Richard really well, and Austin was like, man, if you really want to put all your eggs in this basket, just come up here. I'll set you up with a trainer. Jerome Davis, he's our coach. He lives right by Austin, so he's got bulls I can get on and train up there too. And so he told me, he's like, if you really want to win this gold buckle, just come up here and we'll get you around the best people in the world to train you and get your body right. I mean, I had a massage therapist look at my body, and she run her hands all over my body. She goes, You're built just like one brick. And I was like, yeah, I've never had a massage, never done anything for my body. Like this week was the first week I took an ice bath. It sucked.
Did you like it?
No. Hell no.
How long did you last?
So we did a plunge. We get in a hot tub for 5 minutes, cold, like 30 degree water for fucking 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, and then back in the cold 3 times. It's terrible.
Austin, I think, famously married a monster model.
Yeah, he did. Whitney Dillon, yeah.
Whitney's cool.
Yeah.
They're awesome. And then what's your home routine like? We know that fuck, I'm moving in with you guys.
Spa days.
Ain't no spa days around my place.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's every morning I'm home at the gym at 5 o'clock at a 5 o'clock workout class, back at the house before the kids wake up to go to school, and then just whatever needs to be done on the place, building, tending the cows, feeding everything. Heck, that's a job. I got 102 head of cows, so shit, that's about a full-time job right there. And yeah, just get my training done in the morning when I'm home, and then I got the rest of the day to get whatever's done and have dinner with the family then and go to bed with the kids. I'm usually in bed. I try to be in bed 11 o'clock. If I ain't asleep, that's a late night for me.
Right. See, that's when I think of a cowboy and a professional bull rider. I'm looking at Chase right here. I'm not looking over here. Okay?
I used to do that every day. I don't have family or nothing to take care of, but I do stuff like that every day until this last week and a half ago.
Hell, I about missed a flight yesterday. I was welding. I'm building a metal. Carport shed out of red iron to put my RV under. And I about missed a flight yesterday. Was welding and didn't. Time got away from
working.
Yeah, time got away from me, burning rods, and yeah, I'd drive like hell to make it to the airport.
You made it, though.
Barely. Barely. I was scanning my boarding pass, and they was like, and Chase Outlaw. I said, yeah, that's me.
Thank you.
Danny used to be good at missing flights.
Yeah, I've gotten a little better at it. No,
the flights after the performance, though, correct?
No, I started like thinking like, you know what? Oh, early morning flight next day, I'll take it. And then I went through like a phase where I was like, I can't book a flight before 8 a.m. anymore. Like, I just can't make it for some reason. I've gotten a little bit better, but
it sucks.
It sucks
getting up that
early.
It
looks good on paper, and then
like,
you
I
go
get home early, and then you're like, oh.
Or
then
I'll
you're
stay up
exhausted
late,
when you get home.
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh, maybe I'll just stay up all night,
Right. Yeah.
or maybe I'll just go to the airport late and then sleep there until it goes on, and then you wake up and your flight's already left. Like, that didn't work either.
Then you want to yell at the woman like, you see me sleeping right here. You see me sleeping right here.
Yeah.
So you threw up 3
What
times.
flight did you think I was here for?
Yeah.
I had a question. I was wondering, like, so for someone like myself or a total newbie off the street, right? If I wanted to, I didn't get to grow up, on a ranch or around it. How would I find myself getting into the sport? Like, what would your advice be to someone, one of your fans, like?
To go to your local saddle ranch?
Yeah,
Go to the local.
just kind of get on the internet and
Yep.
just if you really want something bad enough, you'll figure it out. You'll find a way. Like,
Okay.
If you want something bad enough, you'll figure it out. But my best advice is just kind of find videos of people you like to watch on TV. Study that, get you the right equipment, just kind of see what they wear, get all that equipment. Find you a local guy around here that has bucking stock, but make sure it's the right one.
That's somebody
it's tricky. It's a little tricky.
You need to find somebody that
cares about building the sport, not
yes.
just getting their stock, but
That's
not
not- yes.
just trying to see what they got to go to their local rodeos.
Yeah.
And why is that?
And sometimes if you get on stuff that you don't need to be getting on, you can get hurt. And
Yeah.
you can crack a kid's egg, and then they don't want to ever do it again. I mean, they get all ready and get pumped, and they go get on a bull that we get on at our level, and that's their very first one. They're going to get slammed so hard, probably stomped, and they're going to be like, man, fuck this. I ain't going to want to do this again. So they're killing the sport, not building it up.
I've seen 13-year-old kids, 15-year-old kids that could ride tremendous. I'd see them get on their first one, and you tell, man, he has got it. Like this, the way he sit up there to be effortless. Might not have rode him, but you tell, man, that kid's got it. And then I've seen them check on them or hear from them later on. They went, I went to such and such place and got on bulls, and just they went to somebody's place that raises bucking bulls and tried to get on something that they had no business getting on, and it just wreck them out, and never want to do it again. Like, that was piss on this, man. But really, they never got to realize how good they were before getting wrecked out.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that is the trickiest thing on these young kids today.
Would you like recommend, I mean, is there amount of like horseback riding and kind of getting used to that level first?
Yeah,
like you want to work your way up, like you said, calves,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah, getting on horses, riding horses your whole life, that always helps.
That was really...
I rode horses my whole life, and it helped. So
Yeah, and I was just
helped a lot.
fearless on a horse. I mean, I could do anything I ever did, so that just really transferred, I think, over.
I think Dingo would be great at it. This guy is
I love riding
majestic on a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm scared
I grew up in
shitless.
Australia. My brother was super into it, so I kind of grew up riding horses. We were like out of the city, but Australia is like, cities are small, and then countries, you're kind of, the whole thing's a country.
Just, hey, like what Boudreaux said, like, though, if you want something bad enough, there's a way.
You'll find a way.
You'll find a way to
People
do it.
that
I
way.
stuck.
And go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'm going to say something stupid.
I was saying, I'm gonna say it just reminded me of this. You might not know. You probably know what I'm talking about. When he said, when you want something and if you want it bad enough, you'll figure out a way to do it. I just seen a movie based on a true story about Jessica Watson.
Okay.
The youngest girl that sailed around the world. She's from Sydney, Australia.
Yep.
She sailed around the world solo in a sailboat at 16 years old.
Yeah, her parents are fucking idiots.
And boy,
I'm just kidding.
well, that you know,
It's crazy though. It's
it
a
is.
mind thing. Because I saw that.
When she was 5 years old, that's what she
wanted to do
said.
it.
She said, "You can do that."
They put her in a single, and she went around the world. And you're 100% right.
But she was 5 years old, and she said, "You can do this." And she said, "I want to do it." And she did. She had all this stuff at a young age and seeked out the courses she had to go to get the license. Like, well, I don't know what all that, to be approved to be able to sail. I guess you got to have some kind of license, boater's ed, some kind of shit like that. But she went through all these steps at like a 6-year-old and worked her way. So if you want to do something bad enough, there is no freaking excuse on why you can't. Because you look at the guys from Brazil that come over here to ride. They come from dirt floors. I mean,
yeah. That's crazy, and it's really wild to see, even like mentioning Brazil, because even in a lot of sports right now, they've had, you know, in skateboarding, like the new protege of the Brazilian drive is super gnarly, and I think that's why whenever they get somewhere, they're so goddamn good at it. Is because they've worked so hard. Surfing, skateboarding, all sports, MMA, like they go soccer, they go for it.
Because we ain't never had a living room as our dirt floor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and that just, it's something. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So for both you guys, like, you know, again, this goes back to it, and Chase, what you were saying there, and that it was, you know, it's, I think it's spot on, and the moral support, but like, advice for both you guys to like young kids, like up and coming, trying to become bull riders. Like, what's the best advice you could give someone?
You can't be scared.
Try hard.
And try hard.
Hold on.
And it's gonna fucking
You
hurt.
gotta want to get better. Hold on. Hold on tight. Hold on real tight.
Yeah, and it's gonna hurt.
It's gonna hurt.
And there's a difference between injured and hurt.
Yeah.
The hurt pain will subside. If you're injured, it's gonna take a little bit.
Yeah.
So, but if you're hurt, you'll be all right.
Yeah. It's like most athletes in anything, right? They're always never at 100%. You know, it's like watching even Mahomes at the Super Bowl. Like they're saying this dude's like barely got an ankle, and this guy runs out and wins the Super Bowl. It's like there's something going on up here that's probably a little different. And, you know, even with you, like at your height, like I'm sure there's a point there where you're competing. You're not competing at 100%.
No, I mean, towards the end, you know, usually you're competing at your 80%, but you're giving it your all, which kind of pushes it to that 110, whatever's in there, you know?
Yeah.
So what's next for you guys? What's something you guys most excited about moving forward in the future? We've got crypto this weekend. What comes after that? What's most exciting for this season?
Just keep riding bulls, keep winning. Winning's fun. Losing's never fun. Just winning. I love to go in the mountains and go snowboarding though. I get excited to do that during the week. So being in North Carolina, I think we can drive up to a mountain and go.
Yeah, there you go. But don't hurt yourself snowboarding.
It's sketchy. I just got to the point where I'm pretty good, and I snowboarded all day in Keystone the other day in my cowboy hat and sunglasses.
In Colorado?
Uh-huh.
That's sick.
In Keystone, and I was getting good at hitting jumps, and I was a little cocky, and I went to hit a rail. My board slipped off the rail, and my back hit the rail all the way down.
Oh, shit.
My blades.
Yeah, like that.
We got to wrap it up here in a minute, but how important is the hat?
Oh, I love my cowboy hat.
The hat.
It's a cowboy hat.
Yeah, the cowboy hat.
It marks a cowboy.
Yeah, it says it all.
It is, right?
I'm just a guy. I'm a cowboy.
I think you guys are cowboys without the hat for
this
sure.
This thing is more than just a hat.
Yeah.
I mean,
it is, right?
Do you keep it pretty tight? I mean, when you're riding bull, do you have a tighter hat?
I wear a helmet now, and
Okay.
we wear a helmet.
I have to wear a helmet. They made a law.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you have to wear helmets now.
If you were born after 94.
And then, so do you wear a helmet or a hat?
I wear a helmet now since I got all the plates and screws in my face.
Yeah. It must have been pretty hard too, because we were kind of in that era of no helmets.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of old school, like an idiot. I'm not used to wearing a helmet. I just never did it.
No.
Post a picture on Instagram or something, people like get up you and like, Danny's become pretty good at it. Danny's now coaches at an Olympic high level and is part of the U.S. snowboard coaching team and around young kids. So I see that he's starting to do it more. But it's one of those things where like we grew up not having to wear a helmet, and then now it's part of kids are instilled in it. So no kid's really grown up snowboarding without a helmet, but I'm still kind of like, shit.
Yeah.
You should wear a helmet, not your hat. You need to wear a helmet on your snowboard.
Everybody be in the ski shop buying helmets. Like,
Oh,
wear a
man.
helmet, but
Bounce your head off that snow.
hitting a couple of jumps and
Or
your
that
head goes
ice, I
like
ain't gonna lie,
that.
I
You
knocked
start
myself
seeing
out
stars. You're
snowboarding
like, damn,
first
I
time
should
I
have bought
went.
that helmet.
So
Some of that
the
snow's
hat-
not.
the hat is more than just what we wear when we come to the rodeos. No, I wear one every day of the week, and it's more than that. I mean, this thing is you can use it for so much. I mean,
Protect
ball
your ears from the
cap.
sun.
A ball cap, build a hat. It
Drink
just blocks
beer out of
It
it.
just blocks shades your
You can
face.
drink-
This
you
thing
can
blocks your whole
drink
thing. You
beer
get
out of it. You
it
can
blocks
feed
your
a horse
wind, and
water
it just
with it.
really. I mean, it's basically just who you are. I mean, it's
life.
yes, sir.
The cowboy hat is life. Can you guys tell when like there's a phony wearing a cowboy hat?
Yeah, you can tell. I was
Really?
just gonna get it. Can you not tell?
How? I mean, I don't
You
have a
can't
good
tell
one.
the difference in our hats, and you can't tell some other jacklegs that only.
Well, I mean, if you go to Aspen, you know they're not all cowboys. You're like, oh, these people are
Yours
not
is
cowboys.
black and mine's silver.
yeah, but I'm talking about the shape, baby. Like the shape. The
Yeah, I
print.
noticed you guys have the
got
front
one that
bill.
somebody showing up and they got that sign and they're walking around like
Yeah.
this.
Look like a pirate.
Yeah, I mean, you could just tell. I mean, you could tell. I mean, when somebody knows what the hell they're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you've been around the game, kind of.
Yeah.
I like that. And then is it? I mean, these things look pretty. Is it a lot of hats, cowboy hats, or it's like kind of just have you one hat? Because I'm looking at both you guys when you take your hats off, and it looks like you sleep in them.
I probably do.
Hey, we have.
American Hat Company out of Bowie, Texas, probably makes the best hats in the world. And
Yep.
I think Donald Trump got one made from there.
There you go, Sir Donald.
But yeah.
Yeah. Other than
Alright.
that, there's a couple.
I got
different
something. We're talking about hats.
All right, let's go.
If you ever see anybody, tell you what my papa told somebody talking about ball caps, you ever wear your hat, see people wearing their hat backwards and all that. See, I was about 8 years old. I was with my papa, and we walk in the store, and there's this young buck in there. He's got his hat on backwards, and My papa said, "Hey, excuse me, young man." He said, "You know what the bill of that hat made for?" No. He put it back on. My grandpa said, "The bill of that hat's made to shade your face, not your ass, young man. Turn it around."
I love it. I love it. All right, boys. Well, on that note, Danny, anything you'd like to say?
Just thanks. I'm excited. Good luck this weekend. I'd like to see that freaking mega ride. And when you win, whichever one of you wins that buckle this year, I'd like to touch it.
I'd like to drink some beer off that thing.
I will drink a beer out of your boot when you win the buckle.
We'll come to another podcast.
Yeah.
And break out the beast.
Yeah, I like that. Brittney?
No, good luck this weekend. That was wonderful. You guys are fascinating.
Well, thank you. Thank y'all for having us.
Yeah, no, good luck this weekend. Good luck this year. Let's go get that fucking buckle. All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Monster.
The beast.
Yeah.